Hello, we're the Amasofats, and welcome to another episode of Chad's Beer Reviews.
Hello everyone, and we are actually having fun here. Buys the beer and always drive safe.
Whether it's a lager or an ale, whether it's a stout, light, dark, or pale, if you can brew it, Chad can review it. It's time for Chad's Beer Reviews. He's not quite an amateur, not quite a connoisseur, but regardless of the brewer, he's got taste in beer for sure. You can tell just by his gut, this guy is a bona fide beer nut. So whether it's a porter or an IPA, whether it's from Europe or the USA, if you can brew it, Chad can review it. It's time for Chad's Beer Reviews.
Hey, welcome to another episode of Chad's Beer Reviews. Back in the kitchen after, it's been quite a long time since I shot a beer review here like this. I've been editing all my old videos and uploading them under my new channel, youtube.com/chadsbeerreviews. And I was just watching and re-editing and re-uploading my review of Redhook Longhammer IPA. And I had this perfect timing, kind of serendipitous. Same thing with the Magic Hat Circus Boys. I re-reviewed that and uploaded the old one at pretty much the same time. So yeah, this is the last of the Redhook beers that was given to me by Alex Kopf, one of the head brewers from Redhook's Portsmouth, New Hampshire brewery. Reviewed this back in January of 2009. Thought it was decent, so just for the record, we're going to re-review it. And I'm going to use the exact same glass that I used before, the Alexander Keith's IPA glass that I got in Halifax. I would love, if there's any Canadians out there, could you please send me this beer and also the Amber Ale, because I have these glasses. I've never actually had the beer to review them in. Printed out the description real quick. The distinctive IPA style was developed by British brewers in the 1700s in order to create a sturdy beer that could survive long sea journeys to far-flung colonies where troops eagerly awaited the arrival of this sublime liquid refreshment. Longhammer takes the traditional IPA brewing process one step further by dry hopping or adding hops at the end of the brewing process with cascade hops to give a wonderful hop aroma but not the overpowering hop taste. This beer you will find yourself reaching for again and again, no matter what the occasion. I'll be the judge of that. It says pairs nicely with grilled meats, seafood, Mexican, Indian, Thai, or other spicy foods. Available year-round. 6.5% ABV. For malts, they use pale, caramel, and Munich. And for hops, they use Alchemy? Never heard of Alchemy hops. Cascade and Willamette. It's only, this is weird, it just blew my mind, it's only 44 IBUs, which is actually rather low for an IPA. That's actually more of a pale ale style. You know, I've never mentioned, Alex told me this in the interview, but it didn't make the final cut, is Longhammer is the best-selling IPA in America. It doesn't necessarily mean it's the best, it's just the best-selling one. So, anyways, nice orange color here, slightly hazy. Could be the condensation on the glass. I got a vigorous pour, and I still only got like a one-figure head. It's eggshell, kind of frothy, I guess. Smells like an IPA though. I mean, considering everything I've just read, which, you know, would make it more of a pale ale, this is definitely IPA. That's it's citrusy. You can tell a lot of beers that are dry hop, they have that, like, there's a dry hop aroma that you can just tell right away. It's probably from that Cascade hops. So, no further ado, let's take a sip here. Yeah, pretty good. Not mind-blowing or anything, but pretty standard IPA. Up front there's like a little bit of citrus. In the middle there's that kind of that English style IPA with the best way to describe it, actually Henry coined this phrase, was an orange sherbet. Finishes, the hops only linger for a second and then they kind of fade away. There's like a creamy texture to it, which you don't tend to get in IPAs. They tend to be very crisp beers. They tend to like crackle on your tongue, you know what I mean? Like you do a lot of the tongue clucking. You don't really get that here. It's like I said, kind of, you know, almost British style with it, a gentle bitterness instead of wham bang, you know, West Coast, you know, ridiculous hop bitterness. I'm gonna sip on this some more and we'll come back with my final thoughts. Oh hey, I'm back finishing up with the Longhammer IPA. My opinion of this beer hasn't changed much in the last year and 7 months or so. I think it started out pretty good, like a nice standard IPA with a little bit of citrus, a little bit of pine, just kind of an overall dry bitterness, which I would attribute to the dry hopping. I just want something more robust than an IPA though. I will say that the drinkability on this beer is very high. This is, I would probably call this like an ideal starter IPA. And I think Redhook is like a good gateway kind of brewery from your Anheuser-Busch, Miller Coors to your more Dogfish Head Southern Tier. You know, Redhook, Magic Hat, Sam Adams, they're all gateway breweries. And this beer does what it's supposed to do as like a pedestrian IPA. And I don't use like pedestrian like in a negative connotation. I just think it's like that's what it's supposed to be. You know, it's tasty and highly drinkable, but if you're like a serious craft beer nerd like me, this is gonna just kind of like just satisfy you and not really satisfy you to the point where you're like, wow, that's really impressive. Not that there's anything wrong with it. I mean, just that my only real beef is that it's just not robust enough, and it seems a little thin. I think that maybe they should, just increase the IBUs. You know, put a whole lot more hops in there. But what do I know? I'm not an expert in the brewing process or whatever. So, anyways, I'm going to hold up my rating from 2009. I said B-, which is a 6 out of 10. I'm going to say the same thing again. 6 out of 10 for Longhammer IPA. It's an okay beer overall. I think I actually like the ESB the best out of all the Redhook beers. Thanks for watching. Be sure to check out my original review over at youtube.com/chadsbeerreviews. I'll post each other as a response to each other. And we'll see you next time. Bye.
Somebody brewed it, Chad just reviewed it. Thanks for watching Chad's Beer Reviews. Trust me, the next episode will be a lot better.